Donald Trump. Do you mind if I ask you why?
Because Kamala is a waste of time.
Fair enough. You guys New Yorkers?
I'm from Florida.
What about you,
I'm
miss?
a New Yorker, and I'm an immigrant. I loved him in 2016, loved him in 2020, and it's about time that he actually gets back in office.
This position is a little bit controversial for New York, I feel like. Perhaps I'm wrong.
It is very controversial. We saw like a few cars earlier, and it was towards Times Square, and it's the first time that I've ever seen liberal tears live, just because somebody saw Trump flags. It was insane, but it was beautiful to see. And I think it's about time that everybody stopped talking about their effing feelings. No one cares. This is America. It's all about policy. It's about actually getting a strong leader in office. And I could care less about your joy. No one cares. I don't believe the rubbish that they put out on television. We look at what's actually happened when Trump was in office and where we were as a country, not just here, but internationally, is a very strong point. That was reality. What they're trying to resell as what Hussein did before and what everybody else did, that's the kind of America that they want, where everybody's brainwashed, has no voice, and they can dictate to you what to do. That's not a government. That's not America. That's not democracy.
I am so confused right now. The amount of girls that are coming up on my For You page talking about Trump has been elected president. Oh my gosh. We don't have any rights anymore. My grandma has more rights than I do. What the heck are you talking about? What? I can buy a car. I can buy a home. I can go to school. I can get a job. I can do everything a man can do. I can vote. I can vote. I have the freedom to go onto this wonderful app and speak whatever I feel like. That's my car telling me I need an oil change. Anyways, what rights am I losing? And if the only rights we're talking about are allowing men to come into the bathroom with me and play in women's sports, and the right to kill an unborn child, I'm sorry, you're crazy and kind of demonic. So if you needed a reason to unfollow me, there it is.
This is how I'm going to work today. God bless America. God don't like ugly.
Also, one of my favorite things in this entire universe is the fact that these feminists think that we're gonna protest these men by not having sex with them. It's like, no one wanted to have sex with you anyways, you ugly effing bitch. Like, please, and even if you were hot, it's better if you're not a slut. Literally, don't be a freaking whore. Amazing. Is literally having a so-called dictator, so-called new Hitler, so-called orange Hitler in power in America the only way to get these bitches to close their freaking fat legs?
You know what's super fascinating right now? Y'all still on the internet asking us why we voted for Trump. Y'all still here. Y'all still on the internet asking why we voted for Trump. You already know why we voted for Trump. We told you we was going to vote for him. Y'all didn't believe us, and we did that. We don't care about no tariffs. We don't care about nothing. Y'all talking about shit we ain't never cared about, okay? What I suggest y'all do is get your money right, okay? Because them tariffs is coming. So since y'all insisting on having products made in China, make sure your dollars and your coins is correct, okay? That way you can afford those things. We don't care. And another thing, we didn't miss you.
We do not care.
Thanksgiving was great. We ate, we full, we happy, we married, we didn't play games, we didn't kiki, we didn't laugh till we cried. We do not care. Okay? So I suggest y'all just kind of join on the we don't care wagon. Like, get on it. It works great for us. We don't care. Y'all shouldn't care. Y'all the ones still whining and crying, okay? Relax. He's coming home.
Y'all, let me tell y'all something, okay? Y'all know what this election taught me? Like, the results of it, the breakdown of the results, and even the discussions and the rhetoric that has come about after, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just whatever. Okay. I think that feminism has lost its way and it took a turn for the worse. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought the origin story of feminism, and honestly, I thought it was a white woman's story. But anyways, like, the objective was so we could have human rights, basic human rights as women, like being paid equally at our jobs, The men in our lives they can't legally violate us, you know what I'm saying, anymore. Like basically basic human rights as women. I thought that was the objective. Now it's like, I am woman, hear me roar, the rabbit got the gun now type stuff. And it's just like, don't get it twisted. I know we as women have endured some stuff back in the day, but it's just like, society is not going to get better with us acting like reckless villains and children when, you know, and that's the thing, when like the results come back and the consequences come, like, we don't want to take accountability or nothing. It's mad wild out here. So I think we as women, by the majority, not all women, but it's so majority to the point where it's like, you might as well put a blanket over all of us. So it's just like, we as women as a whole need to just get it together and focus and remind, like, you know, remember what we doing here. Remember what we're doing here. Like, the world is not going to be a better place with women acting like dudes. And then we mimicking the reckless, the bottom of the barrel type dudes. You know what I'm saying? Guys that like treated us bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't even about acting like a guy. Just have integrity, have morals, be a lady, basically. Like, if you know how to play your cards right, you could be dynamic and very powerful in your womanhood. It's just women don't know how to be women no more. Women don't want to be women no more. You tell women what's best for them, they'll be like, well, what about the guys? That's the problem. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, stop doing that. Stop comparing what we doing to what they doing. They not like us. They not like us. We're literally not the same. So when you go by the metric of what guys doing, you gonna lose every time. Come over here, sis. Come back, you know, regroup, heal. A lot of us need healing. A lot of us need healing. But yeah, feminism lost its way and it took a turn for the worse. And the results of society, it shows.
So to you Democrats, to you people who actually believe that Kamala Harris is black, to you people who actually believe that abortion is actually a right of women that is being under attack right now, to those of you who are not aware that we as Americans are being totally exploited in every single way possible by the people who are actively running this country into the ground so that they can support the pockets of whoever is holding them hostage. Y'all are going to be devastated on Wednesday morning when you learn that Donald Trump has won in a landslide victory. It's about to be a landslide. It already is a landslide victory. He already beat Kamala. Y'all are going to be flabbergasted, and your initial reaction will be to perform victimhood. Why? That's because your natural default is to perform victimhood. You are victims of your race. You are victims of your gender. You are victims of your economic circumstance. You are victims of your body weight. You are victims of the way that you love. You are victims of your chemical makeup in your body, whatever it is. Y'all just got victimhood just all up in you. So you're going to be looking for someone to blame. Let me help you out. I'm going to point you in the right direction of who to blame. You're not going to be able to blame white supremacists because there are so many people of all hues, all ethnicities, all nations of origin, okay, who are voting for Trump, who are supporting Trump. So you're not going to be able to blame white supremacists. You're not going to be able to blame men because there are plenty of people like me who have active wombs. Mine is functioning actively right now as I speak. It's putting in work. You're not going to be able to blame people without wombs because those of us with active and functioning wombs also are supporting Donald Trump. You're not going to be able to blame the uneducated because it's those of us with the degrees that actually matter in the study of human development. It is those of us with the capacity to critically think beyond what we are being told. Those of us who do not just repeat whatever propaganda news is telling us. Those of us who learn from experience. Those of us who study our surroundings and the people around us. We're supporting Trump. So you can't blame the uneducated. You're not going to be able to blame the millionaires and billionaires because Bill Gates, Beyonce, Oprah, all of the Avengers, every Avenger, Cardi B, Who else, y'all? I mean, it's just all of them, everybody. The one, Jennifer, not Jennifer Aniston, the other Jennifer that people don't care about as much, her too. I believe they're all millionaires as well. But here's who you will be able to blame. You're going to have to blame the God you don't even believe in. Don't try to act like you believe in God when you supporting everything that is so anti-Christ and anti-my God. You're going to have to blame my God. Put all the blame on my God for what is about to happen. It's about to be a landslide.
Today in a major statement that under the Trump administration, your government will pay for, or your insurance company will be mandated to pay for, all costs associated with IVF treatment, fertilization for women, IVF treatment. Because we want more babies, to put it very nicely. And for this same reason, we will also allow new parents to deduct major newborn expenses from their taxes, so that parents that have a beautiful baby will be able. So we're pro-family. Nobody's ever said that before. But the IVF treatments are expensive. It's very hard for many people to do it and to get it. But I've been...
To the women who voted for Kamala because she was going to restore your reproductive freedoms, you realize you were lied to and manipulated, right? She has no power to do that anymore now that Roe v. Wade has been overturned. There's literally nothing she could do. It's up to the state. You also know that Trump supports abortion at 15 weeks, up to 15 weeks. There's no abortion ban happening. You guys were literally lied to. Like, you were 100% manipulated. It's fear-mongering. There was no way she could restore your reproductive rights. This was a lie.
I'm sorry, but did you guys actually think that a working family was going to put your sexuality over their grocery prices? Did the Democrats actually think that putting people's identity as the front runner of their campaign, did they really think that just everyday Americans who are going to work, they're not chronically online like all of us, did you actually think they were going to say, you know what, I'm going to go to the ballot box and vote for the gay man in LA who's scared that he's not going to be able to run around and get fisted on the sidewalk? You actually thought they were going to do that? Being overly worried about social issues is a privilege. It's a privilege. If your vote is entirely based on social culture war issues, you are a privileged person. Because the person who can't afford to eat is not giving a flying about whether or not your kid can be put on puberty blockers. Now, I am a classical liberal, okay? I lean right now because everything shifted so much, but I'm a classical liberal. All I would want is for the Democratic Party to come back to reality, to stop being so elitist and hating on half the country because, oh, they're not college educated, therefore their struggles don't matter, and therefore they can't ever have a good idea. I'm automatically smarter than them, which means everything I say is true, so I shouldn't listen to them. Anything they say is wrong because they're not college educated. Until liberals get off of their moral high horse and stop using politics to stroke their moral superiority complex, they will continue to lose elections. Now, if the Democratic Party were to come back from that, hi, I'm a voter in the middle. Yeah, you don't listen to me because you claim that I'm far right. I would vote for you if you guys were to actually listen. It really is that simple.
Radical left wing continues to define the Democratic Party. They're going to continue to lose. You know, reports are coming out that Kamala Harris didn't go on Joe Rogan's podcast because she was afraid of the backlash of progressive staffers who didn't want her to. The LA Times didn't endorse Harris because she was too right wing on Israel. And we see what's happening. As Corinne said, 70% of Americans agree with Moulton on this. And Americans, as they showed us last week, do not want to live in a tough gender studies seminar. They don't want to be told that their eyes are deceiving them when they can see plainly that it's not fair that a biological male would compete in women's sports.
Quick question for all of you women who think that you're losing your rights because Donald Trump is the 47th president of the United States. Do you realize how dumb you sound? No, really, because you are proof that we should abolish the Department of Education. Like, you must realize that, right? This is exactly why Democrats resoundingly lost across the board a few weeks ago. Because you are so out of touch with reality and the world that exists around you. I've got news for you. Doesn't matter if you're woman, man, gay, straight, old, young, black, white, doesn't matter. Forget every identity factor. If you are an American citizen, you are not oppressed. Do you want me to show you what oppression is? Ever considered the women in the Middle East, in Islamic countries like Afghanistan? The women who cannot show any skin for it may be tempting to a man. The women who aren't allowed to speak in public. The women who can't go to the gym or receive an education or receive health care. Or these women who are literally having their tongues burnt for either speaking too loudly, for singing in public, for reciting poetry, for talking to another man that they're not related to. It's common practice in Islamic countries to pour acid or gasoline or urine all over women as a form of public torture. I'm leaving the audio on so you can hear her screams. And you, as an American citizen, have the audacity to claim that you're oppressed. Especially the Hollywood elitists who sit and lecture in their ivory towers, totally disconnected from the everyday realities that people from across the world face. But yes, please go on and tell me what rights you're losing as an American U.S. citizen. And if you're sitting here stunned because you didn't know this was happening in the Middle East, ask yourself why. Is it because legacy media isn't telling you? Is it because your prestigious academic institution didn't teach you about this? Food for thought.
I am genuinely so embarrassed by American women right now. I don't even know what to say. You guys are not oppressed. American women are not oppressed. We are the most free women in the entire world. And for you guys to come on TikTok and Instagram and cry and throw temper tantrums, I just know these other countries are watching you just like truly astounded and embarrassed for you. I would love for you women who are shaving your heads and crying to please go to Afghanistan, because actually all of your rights will be taken away. Like, you can't work or show your face or do anything, actually. But you guys are mad that you can't murder your children, when in fact, it's state by state. Trump has not taken away any of your rights. He was already president for 4 years and none of your rights got taken away. So I would really love somebody to explain to me in an intellectual and an intelligent way why you guys are going absolutely insane. And jokes aside, like me making fun of you guys aside, I'll be able to see you, you middle-aged women with bald heads. I'll know exactly what you stand for when I see you in public. But it's really disgusting to even be doing that and to even complain the way you are when you have so much freedom in this country. And I would love for us as conservative women to stand up and please bring patriotism back, because we are so blessed. We have been ordained by God to live in this country, because there are so many women and men in other countries who die because of their religious views, who are persecuted every single day. And again, women can't even wear certain stuff in other countries or say things or have any freedoms at all. So I'm just going to leave that here. And I would love for someone who's shaving their head to please explain to me what rights are being taken away from you.
I keep hearing a statement across the internet made, but I need answers. The thousands and thousands of videos of men, women, straight, other things, whatever, talking about they could never vote for someone who's going to take away their rights. What rights are you specifically talking about? That is a very, very broad statement. Second of all, what rights were taken away from you under Trump? I need to know specifics. Legal stuff here. Third of all, he was already president. What rights would he take away this time? Okay, what rights were taken away before? I know my answer. What rights is he going to take away now? Is that even something possible? Okay. I need to know answers to this, because it is all I see from specifically one side. It makes no logical sense. Now, does it?
Donald Trump's not even president yet, and have you seen what's happened in the last 48 hours? The misogynist appoints the first ever woman to be chief of staff. The Taliban announced they want peace with America and to be taken off the terrorist list. Putin came out and said that Western civilization is not an enemy. Mexico has started securing the border in, of course, response to tariff threats. Saudi Arabia is kicking out all of their Hamas leaders. New York is cleaning up their illegal migrant crisis. Xi Jinping came out and said he wants to peacefully coexist with China and said that they respect American people. The European Union chief finally came out and said, hey, America, can we start buying LNG from you so they stop buying from Russian gas? Putin says he takes Donald Trump's plan to end the war with Ukraine very seriously, and Russia supports it. The Houthis are stepping back. The Hamas called for an immediate end to war. He's calling for term limits in from Congress so that way people like Nancy Pelosi stop being forever members. Stock markets and crypto hit all-time highs. He sent Kamala Harris and Hillary Clinton into depression. Because of all of this amazing news, white, liberal, ugly women are now refusing to have sex with men. America is in fact being made great again.
Okay, my fiance just pointed something out to me. Look at this map. Look at all the states that Kamala has won, okay? Now look at all the states that no ID is required for voting. Isn't that all the states that Kamala won? I'm just gonna leave that right there.
Okay, like, if y'all hate women that much, I hope you never get pussy ever again. Like, y'all hate us this fucking much? Okay, you better not come into my fucking, like, oh, you just sent pics, da-da. Yeah, pics of a gun I'm finna buy. The fuck?